we'll talk about the classification of Chordata. Now, phylum Chordata is divided into subphylums. Subphylum Urochordata, subphylum Cephalochordata, and subphylum Vertebrata. Now these two are put together called protochordates. Now Vertebrata is divided into superclasses. Superclass Agnatha and superclass Gnathostomata. Superclass Agnatha is divided into classes: class Ostracodermi, class Cyclostomata. Ostracoderms are extinct and these are extant. Gnathostomata is also called Amphirini, and Agnathans are monorhinians. Now, Gnathostomata is divided into class Placodermi. These are extinct fish. Class Chondrichthyes. It includes cartilage fish. Class Osteichthyes. It includes bony fish. Class Amphibia. Class Reptilia. Class Aves and class Mammalia. So this entire classification of Chordata. Phylum Chordata is divided into subphylum Urochordata, subphylum Cephalochordata, subphylum Vertebrata. Urochordata and Cephalochordata are put together called protochordates. Vertebrata is divided into two superclasses: Agnatha or monorhini due to presence of single nostril, Gnathostomata Amphirini, presence of two nostrils. In Agnatha, the jaws are absent, the mouth is without jaws. In Gnathostomata, mouth is supported by upper jaw and lower jaw. Agnatha is divided into two classes: class Ostracodermi and class Cyclostomata. Ostracoderms are extinct and cyclostomes are extant. Gnathostomata is divided into Placodermi, extinct fish, Chondrichthyes, cartilage fish, Osteichthyes, bony fish, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia. This entire classification of phylum Chordata. Now I shall put before you the most important characteristics of Urochordata. Subphylum Urochordata. Now Urochordates are commonly called tunicates. They are marine. Most of them are sedentary and sessile. All are marine and most of them are sedentary, sessile. A few are free living and pelagic. The entire body is covered by a leathery sheath called test or tunic. Hence they are called tunicates. The test or tunic is made up of cellulose-like substance called tunicin. Now Urochordates the enterocoelom is partially replaced by an ectodermal bag-like structure called atrium. Enterocoelom is partially replaced by an ectodermal bag-like structure called atrium. The atrium opens to the exterior through an atrial aperture. Which is dorsally placed. Pharynx is perforated by numerous gills. Then on the ventral surface of the pharynx, a mucus secreting organ called endostyle is present. Endostyle lies on the ventral side of pharynx. Endostyle is supposed to be the precursor of thyroid. Because like thyroid, it also originates from endoderm, and like thyroid, it is made up of iodinated cells. Hence, it is said to be precursor of thyroid. Then, in urochordates, excretion takes place by neural gland, which is also called pylori gland. Excretion takes place by neural gland or pylori gland. Now, the blood vascular system is of open type in urochordates. Heart is myogenic. It acts as systemic as well as pulmonary heart. Heart acts as systemic as well as pulmonary heart. It is ventrally placed and myogenic like that of other chordates. They have got reversal flow of blood. Reversal flow of blood is one of the unique characteristics of the blood vascular system of urochordates. Then a pigment called vanadium is present in the venadocytes. There are certain blood cells called venadocytes. Venadocytes are deposited with a pigment called vanadium. All are bisexual with external fertilization. The notochord and the nerve cord are present in the larva. The notochord extends into the tail region of larva, hence they are known as urochordates. The notochord lies only in the larval stage. In adult, it disappears. And the entire dorsal tubular nerve cord of the larval stage is replaced by a small dorsal ganglion in adults. Due to the absence of notochord, nerve cord, urochordates are referred to as strange chordates, because in adult stage they don't exhibit any of the chordate characters. Most of the chordate characters like nerve cord, notochord, the segmental muscle, sense organs, they are present in the larva rather than in the adult. They are lost in adult due to retrogressive metamorphosis. Now, urochordata is divided into three classes. Class Acidiaceae, class Thalliaceae, class Larvaceae. Now, Acidiaceae, if you take here now, the Acidiaceans are sedentary and sessile. All of them are sedentary and sessile. The atrial aperture is dorsally placed. Branchial aperture is ventrally placed. The coelom is replaced by atrium. It opens to exterior through atrial aperture. That atrial aperture is dorsally placed, while the branchial aperture, that is branchium, that is the pharynx, is perforated by numerous gills. Pharynx opens to the exterior through branchial aperture. Branchial aperture is ventrally placed. Then endostyle is present in the pharynx. Endostyle is present in the pharynx. Then they exhibit, their life cycle involves tadpole-like larva. Tadpole-like larva. The larva has all the chordate characters like notochord, nerve cord, pharyngeal gills. post-anal tail and all, and this larva undergoes retrogressive metamorphosis. Retrogressive metamorphosis. Now during metamorphosis, it loses all the chordate characters and transforms into the most primitive, insignificant adult. Then these Acidiaceans, they are solitary or colonial. The colonial Acidiaceae is Botrytis. Botrytis is an Acidiaceae member which is colonial, and rest of them are solitary. Then they are all bisexual here now. Fertilization is external. Then the examples for Acidiaceae are number 1 Acidian, number 2 Herdmania, number 3 Botrytis, number 3 Botrytis. Then you take Thaliaceae members. The Thaliaceae members are free living and pelagic. Free living and pelagic. In Thaliaceae, atrial and branchial apertures are at the anterior and posterior ends of the body. Here in this, atrial aperture is dorsal, branchial aperture is ventral, whereas in this group here now, atrial and branchial apertures are towards the extreme ends of the animal. One is anterior, the other one is at the posterior end. The muscles are arranged in circular bands here now. The muscles may be complete, as you find in Doliolum, or incomplete, as you find in Salpa. Muscles which are arranged in circular bands, they may be complete or incomplete. Complete circular bands are present in Doliolum, and incomplete circular bands are present in Salpa. Then Thaliaceae members, they may be solitary or colonial. The colonial Thaliaceae member is Pyrosoma. Pyrosoma is an example for colonial Thaliaceae member. Then in Thaliaceae now, alternation of generation is noticed. Alternation of generation is noticed. Some of them exhibit alternation of generation. Then the examples for Thaliaceae are Doliolum, Salpa, and Pyrosoma. Pyrosoma is not only colonial, it is bioluminescent. It is not only colonial, it is bioluminescent. Then the Larvaceae. Now the Larvaceae members here now, they are all exclusively solitary. Exclusively, they are solitary, free living and pelagic. Free living and pelagic. In Larvaceae members, test is absent. The test or tunic is replaced by a gelatinous sheath called lorica or house. Gelatinous sheath called lorica or house. Then atrium is absent in these members. Atrium is absent. Then the Larvaceae members are known for the presence of least number of gills. One of the unique characteristics of Larvaceae is presence of least number of gills. Then examples for Larvaceae is Icopleura. Another example is Appendicularia. Icopleura and Appendicularia are the examples. The Larvaceae members exhibit neoteny and pedogenesis. Neoteny and pedogenesis. They exhibit neoteny and pedogenesis. Next you have subphylum Cephalochordata. Now the cephalochordates are commonly called lancelets. They are commonly called lancelets. They are also marine, burrowing, translucent fish-like forms. Marine, burrowing, translucent fish-like chordates. Then they have got proto-circle type of caudal fin. Proto-circle type of caudal fin. In this, only median fins are present. They have got only median fins. Paired fins are absent. Paired fins are absent. The anterior-most part of the body is called oral hood with cirri. Anterior-most part of the called oral hood with the cirri. They have got a wheel organ, a structure called wheel organ or Muller's organ is present within the vestibule. This helps in food capture by creating water currents. It helps in food capture by creating water currents and drive the water currents into the vestibule. Then they have got an olfactory structure called Haschek's pit. The Haschek's pit that lies in the oral hood is olfactory in nature. They have got segmentally arranged muscles called myotomes. The muscles called myotomes are present and they are all segmentally arranged. Then in this, heart is absent. However, dorsal and ventral blood vessels are present. Heart is absent, heart and respiratory pigment are absent, but they've got dorsal and ventral blood vessel. So the blood vascular system is closed type. Blood vascular system is closed type. In Cephalochordata, excretion takes place by the protonephridia, which are also called solenocytes. Protonephridia, which are also called solenocytes. And unlike urochordates, cephalochordates are unisexual with segmentally placed gonads. Segmentally, metamerically arranged gonads are present and they are all unisexual. Gonoducts are absent. And life cycle involves a free swimming larva. Free swimming larva is present in the life cycle. Then the example for cephalochordates are Amphioxus, which is also called branchiostoma, and another example is Esmetron. Esmetron. The cephalochordates are the typical chordates with all the chordate characteristics. They have got a notochord, nerve cord, both of them extend even into the head region. From head to the tail they are present. Then there are numerous pharyngeal gills. The pharynx is perforated by numerous gills. The chordate group with highest number of gills may be quoted as the cephalochordate, where more than 500 to 600 pairs of gills are present. Then as you find in urochordata, even in cephalochordata, in the pharyngeal region there is an endostyle, which is said to be the precursor of the thyroid gland. Next we have subphylum Vertebrata. In Vertebrata, notochord is transformed into vertebral column. The locomotive organs in vertebrates are either fins or limbs now. In Vertebrata, heart is 2 to 4 chambered. Vertebrates have about 5 to 6 pairs of visceral arches, where the first visceral arch is a mandibular arch that gives rise to upper jaw and lower jaw. The first visceral arch, which is called mandibular arch, divides into palatoquadrate cartilage that gives rise to upper jaw, Meikle's cartilage that gives rise to lower jaw. Then the second visceral arch is called hyoid arch. The remaining arches are called branchial arches. The branchial arches give support to gills. In Vertebrata, respiration takes place by gills in the larval stage. Some of the vertebrates like fish and amphibians, the respiratory organs are gills, and in the rest of the vertebrates the respiration is by lungs. Heart is 2 to 4 chambered. It is myogenic. Respiratory pigment called hemoglobin is accommodated in the RBCs instead of being dissolved in the plasma. They have got either mesonephric or metanephric kidneys. Then ear is with 1 or 2 or 3 semicircular canals. Then vertebrates have 10 to 12 pairs of cranial nerves. Now the vertebrata is divided into 2 super classes, as I made mention earlier, like agnatha and gnathostomata. In agnatha, mouth is devoid of jaws. Agnatha is divided into 2 classes, that is ostracodermy and cyclostomata. The ostracoderms are extinct agnathans. Then the examples for ostracodermy, class ostracodermy, are Cephalaspis, Hemicyclaspis, Jamoitis are some of the important examples for ostracodermy. They are all extinct here now. They evolved in Ordovician period and became extinct by Devonian. Most of them became extinct by Devonian. The ostracoderms gave rise to placoderms. In course of evolution, ostracoderms gave rise to placoderms. The next one is class Cyclostomata, which is an extant agnathan. Cyclostomes are freshwater or marine. The mouth is circular and suctorial, hence they are known as cyclostomes. They exhibit certain unique characteristics, like this is the only group of vertebrata without exoskeleton. Without exoskeleton. It is the only group of vertebrata without gonoducts. Without gonoducts. In all other vertebrates, gonads are with gonoducts, whereas in this group, gonoducts are absent. And like mammalia, even in Cyclostomata, renal portal system is absent. Renal portal system is absent. Then Cyclostomata have about 5 to 16 pairs of gills. The number of gills is 5 to 16 pairs. In Cyclostomata, notochord is still persistent. Notochord is still persistent. Endoskeleton is cartilaginous. Endoskeleton is cartilaginous. They have got a single nostril, hence they are also called monorhinians. Single narial aperture is present. Incompletely developed neural arches are there extending over the notochord, representing the vertebrae. So the vertebrae are in the form of incomplete developed neural arches. The kidneys in them are mesonephric. Kidneys are mesonephric. Heart is 2 chambered. Heart is 2 chambered with an auricle and a ventricle. Just like fish here now, even in Cyclostomata, venous heart is present with an auricle and a ventricle. They have got 10 pairs of cranial nerves. 10 pairs of cranial nerves are present, like fish. And number of the semicircular canals may be 1 or 2. Like Myxine, only 1 semicircular canal is present, and Petromycone, 2 semicircular canals are present. And in Cyclostomata, paired fins are absent. They have got only median fins, dorsal, ventral, anal. The fins are supported by cartilaginous fin rays, and development may be indirect or direct. Now Cyclostomata represented by 2 important genera. One is Petromycone, the other one is Myxine. Petromycone is commonly called sea lamprey. Commonly called sea lamprey. Petromycone is an anadromous migratory fish. Anadromous migratory fish. It migrates from marine water to fresh water. In Petromyzon, buccal funnel is present towards the anterior end. That buccal funnel is with teeth. Is provided with teeth, rasping teeth. Petromyzon is a sanguivorous ectoparasite. Sanguivorous ectoparasite. It has got 7 pairs of pouch-like gills. 7 pairs of pouch-like gills are present and they are known as marsiphobranchi. The gills are called marsiphobranchi because they are pouch-like and they are 7 pairs naked without any operculum. Then as you find in Cyclostomata, even Petromyzon, endoskeleton is cartilaginous, exoskeleton is completely absent, gonads are without gonoducts, and it has got 2 semicircular canals. 2 semicircular canals are present. It has got 10 pairs of cranial nerves. 10 pairs of cranial nerves. It has got a characteristic larva called emocyte. The larva of Petromyzon is called emocyte. The larva of Petromyzon is called emocyte. So these are all the unique characteristics of Petromyzon, which is commonly called sea lamprey. Another important example for Cyclostomata is Myxine. Myxine glutinosa. Myxine glutinosa, it is a necrophagous endoparasite. Necrophagous that is, it feeds on the flesh of dead fish or the fish which are about to die, and it leads an endoparasitic life. It has got a single external branchial aperture. Unlike Petromyzon, it has got a single external branchial aperture. Numerous slime glands are present all over the body, hence it is also called slime eel. Another common name for myxine is hagfish. Because of wrinkled skin, it is also known as hagfish. Now, myxine has got a single semicircular canal. Single semicircular canal, and it has got only 8 pairs of cranial nerves. It has got only 8 pairs of cranial nerves. Myxine development is direct without any larva. Development is direct without any larva, and it is a non-migratory fish. Unlike Petromyzon, it is a non-migratory fish. And some more important characteristics of vertebrates now. Fish and amphibia are put together called Ichthyopsida. Put together called Ichthyopsida because of their aquatic habitat. Reptiles and birds are put together called Sauropsida. Sauropsida because of their terrestrial habitat. Reptiles and mammals are collectively called Theropsida. Collectively called Theropsida. Fish, amphibia and reptilia are poikilothermic or cold-blooded. Poikilothermic or cold-blooded, where the body temperature keeps fluctuating with that of surroundings. Birds and mammals are warm-blooded or homeotherms. Warm-blooded or homeotherms. The kidney in fish, Cyclostomata and amphibia. In cyclostomes, fish and amphibia, the kidneys are mesonephric. kidneys are mesonephric. While in reptiles, birds and mammals, kidneys are metanephric. Reptiles, birds and mammals, kidneys are metanephric.